Let's bring in our first guest, Roz Clark. Roz, hello. How are you? So good to see you. Roz, you're the president of the Fresno Police Neighborhood Watch.
Absolutely.
How long have you been doing this?
In excess of 25 years.
Did you start it?
No.
How did you get involved?
I helped. Yes.
How did you become president?
Someone nominated me, and people voted for me, and it's been that way ever since.
There you go. Well, now, what made you want to get involved with it in the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, we owned property in the Lowell area, and we were having a lot of problems with drugs and a lot of other stuff. And
so you lived in the Lowell area?
And we owned property in the Lowell area.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time down there, and also in the Tower District. We were working in the Tower District at the time. So I just went to the mayor and the police chief and said, you know, something needs to be done, because one day one of my little girls, my little kindergartner residents, came screaming home from school, and I didn't know what had happened to her. And talking to her, she had seen someone put a needle in the arm and blood gush out. It petrified her, and I said, that's it. That can't happen. And so that's when we really got involved and got started.
What's the Neighborhood Watch do, Ross?
It empowers neighbors to keep an eye on each other and to keep an eye on what's going on in your neighborhood and be willing to report it to the police. We only are the eyes and the ears for the police department. The police can't be everywhere, and certainly we don't have enough police officers to be everywhere. So the community has to come forward. And the community has to help the police by calling and letting them know if they see anything suspicious. And basically knowing who your neighbors are. Right. Knowing who should be in your neighborhood and who should not be in your neighborhood. That's the important thing.
How many neighborhoods take advantage of the Neighborhood Watch?
Oh, my goodness. We have quite a few. We're now trying to find out exactly, because we have our community service officers that go out every week establishing Neighborhood Watch groups in neighborhoods. We also have a program that's called Next Door. It's an internet program where we ask neighbors to give their internet address, and if anything comes on, and it's specific to your neighborhood. And if anything comes on in the neighborhood, you see anything, notify each other. And that's a program that was started a couple of years ago by the National Townwide.
This isn't calling the cops every time you see anything.
No.
This is just alerting a network of neighbors to
let
let people know that, hey, there's some suspicious activity going on.
Absolutely.
I don't think it warrants a phone call to the cops, but let's all keep our eyes open.
Right. Well, there are two different phone numbers. The non-emergency is 621-7000, and that's when you call that in when you see something. We have a lot of people walking in neighborhoods that never walked in neighborhoods before, and there are things that occur. And so we just have to be vigilant and let the police know. And, of course, if you see something going on that shouldn't be going on, that's a 911 call. So, I mean, you know, those are the things that you learn when you get into the Neighborhood Watch program.
Now, did I hear something about an award you guys are giving away?
Yes. Tomorrow night we have our 31st annual Police Officer and Employee of the Year Awards. We've been doing this for 31 years, and through a nomination process we select volunteers. We have a number of volunteers in the police department, and officers for going above and beyond the call of duty. And we award that. We have a banquet for them every year, and we give them a plaque, and we honor them.
Do we know who the winner is this year?
No, there's 12 of them.
Ooh.
Just 12 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, we have volunteers, we have employees, and we also have officers.
So people from the Neighborhood Watch programs are going to get an award also?
No. This is
just
we sponsor it. It's strictly for the employees of the police department or the volunteers. One of our awardees happens to be the bicycle officer in the Tower District.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. Nice.
He does a lot.
Which one? Mustache or no mustache?
No, none.
Okay.
Lenny. And we used to have this program years ago. We started it. As a matter of fact, we worked out of a little storefront next to the theater, and also worked
That's
out
when
of
we used to have the two police officers walking down the
That's right,
sidewalk.
exactly.
This was what, 94?
Oh, it was a while ago.
It was right after the Kimber Reynolds thing.
Exactly.
Right.
And then we operated a unit out of our apartment complex in the Lowell area for a bicycle that walked the southern part of the neighborhoods. And
I like that. I remember
yeah.
we knew their names. They knew who we were. They knew who was here to cause trouble and who was here all the time, who belonged here.
Well, that's been inaugurated again in the Tower District, and Lenny had a lot to do with that, and he had a lot to do with getting the bicycles because of the lack of funding in the police department. And so he's out there now just trying to get everybody to support so that they can continue to do that.
When you guys see Lenny out there, buy him a sandwich.
Yeah.
At least say hi to him.
Yes.
Yes.
Be nice to him.
Yeah, but he's one. And then we have another one who happens to be citizen on patrol. She's a volunteer, and she also volunteers as a police chaplain. And she just volunteers her time.
Wow.
And she's out many hours during the week. We have a resource officer, a police resource officer at one of the schools, and she works with the children, and the police chaplain works with runaway children. So these are all people that we think that need to be recognized for their
think they
for
need
their
to be
services.
recognized too.
Absolutely.
If there's people out there that think their neighborhood could use a neighborhood watch program, what do?
They call 621-LOOK.
621-LOOK.
Look. And leave their name and their phone number, and one of the community service officers will determine which part of the city they're in and call them back and set up a neighborhood watch.
Any kind of numbers on crime going down after a neighborhood watch program's put into place?
Nationally, there have been, and we tend to believe that when a neighborhood becomes more watchful, and I can tell you several neighborhoods that do that, they have seen a reduction in crime. And for statistics, I don't have them now, but we do know that criminals don't want to be watched. And that's why the neighborhood watch signs are so important, because if they know a neighborhood is watching, and that neighbors are pulled together, they tend to stay out of the neighborhoods because they can go to other neighborhoods that are not.
Good for neighborhood watch.
Yes.
Thank you, Roz Clark, for everything you do for Fresno. We appreciate you.
Okay, good.
All right.
All right.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on the buzz. Stick around.